Listen, you know what time it is. It's time for another episode of your favorite new podcast entitled We Hate You Internet! All right, gather around once again. We find ourselves in that place where they love to ask that oh so wonderful question, what is your forte? It's Forte Studios here in Houston, Texas, and this is We Hate You Internet. It is a podcast designed to bring awareness to some of the problematic effects of the internet on our lives, as well as celebrate the beautiful simplicity of our humanity. My name is Wilfred. I'm your host. Sitting alongside me, she was under weather and she's trying to recover. Her body is fighting for all that it's worth. And the good news is that they're making some progress. You know what I'm saying? The bangs are gone, but the spirit is still alive and well. Her name is
Clara. I'm a little stuffy right now. But I'm making it through. We're making it work today. So
she a soldier. Clara Aguirre is in the building. We want to take a brief moment as before we get started with the topic and just once again always express our gratitude and appreciation for those who have shown us support. We just passed 7,000 not that long ago. Numbers are still growing. We want to thank everybody for following us on Instagram. Want to encourage people to continue to chime in on YouTube and make sure that you hit the subscribe button. We have a lot of people watching, but people aren't subscribing. We need you to hit the subscribe button now. It's important.
Yeah,
it
makes a difference.
It makes a difference. Subscribe, leave a comment, share your thoughts. We really appreciate that. Hit the like button and the notification bell. These things, they may seem trivial and everybody asks for it in every video, but they do make a difference for helping advance the message as far as the channel and the platform is concerned. Also on the audio side, we are very, very close to having 1,000 downloads. Listen, we're right around the corner. I expect it at any moment.
Wow.
I'm telling you. And man, like the audio side, we've really been growing. We greatly appreciate all that support as well. Same thing though, we want to ask that you make sure that you hit the 5 stars and rate the show. Whether you're on Apple or Spotify or Google, whatever it is, there should be a rating system. Just make sure you just hit that 5 star, whatever the highest rating is, because that's I know what you want to give us. And leave a brief review. These things once again help push the platform forward to the next human being. You may be asking yourself, like others have asked, how can we support this movement? You know what I mean? Because I think we're going beyond just a platform. We're going towards a movement. You know, where everybody is so invested in technological advances and innovation, which are great.
Yeah, wonderful.
I think that there is a lack of investment in the human being as a whole. You know, there's different things we're talking about, health or organic living and eating, relationships. There's a lot of different things that talk about different aspects of the human experience, but I think that there needs to be something that deals with being a human being, period. And that's where I think We Hate You Internet really will fill the void. And so you ask, how can we support? First of all, we don't have coffee cups here, but we do enjoy coffee. And there's a platform designed to help creators with support. It's called Buy Me a Coffee. Just $2 is all it takes. And that little $2 donation will go towards all the funding and things that go along with this production. We are in a new studio. This stuff ain't cheap. The man behind the screen, he expects his money on time. He's very gracious, very talented, and he want to get paid for that. So, you know, and we believe in quality, and we do our best to provide quality for our audience and those that support. And so we really appreciate any support that you can give us. Also, I'm gonna unbutton this sweater, you know what I'm saying?
Like Superman.
So I reveal it, you know what I mean? Bang. I'm gonna stand up a little bit, matter of fact, so y'all can really get it. You know what I'm saying? It's the We Hate You Internet Oh, there we go. I'm in the front. Let me move this around. We Hate You Internet t-shirt, baby. Look at that. Now listen, I had a lot of people give me great compliments, you know, on the shirt when they see it, like, man, that's dope. And I'm telling them, hey, it is dope. But not only is it dope, it's comfortable. You see what I'm saying? It's everyday wear. Everybody, mom that have put that donned it have talked about how comfortable it is, and they love to wear the t-shirt. I wear it all the time also. It's very nice. And even beyond that, it's more than just a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Let me move this microphone and hopefully I don't get no interference on the audio side. It's not only a t-shirt, it's a statement. This t-shirt represents something. It represents support for humanity. And like I explained before, we need something that deals with the whole man. And that's what this shirt represents. The image you see, the people pulling the plug, it's kind of climactic or cinematic, but really, man, it's just an idea of disconnecting from this world of illusion that we have all been drowned in, I should say, and really just trying to get back to reality, what it really means to be a human being. And so I want people to, when they wear this shirt, I want them to think about that and understand this is what you're representing. You're representing a movement to support reality and what it means to be a real human being. And so keep that in mind. We'll put the link in the bio. You go to the website, order the shirts. They are available and they are fly. All right, enough of all the chit chat and everything. We will get down to business. So today we want to talk about Thanksgiving right around the corner. So we said we want to have something. We talk about Thanksgiving, right? Not necessarily the day, because I know, we talked about the.
It's got its history.
Indeed.
Yeah.
but really just the idea of Thanksgiving, being grateful. It's an amazing thing when you think about the effects of being grateful on an individual's life. It's medicine to the mind, to the soul, to the body, really. Literally. I was doing some research, and the research was showing that data that was showing that just being grateful, it helps with sleep quality. It improves your quality of rest. It helps with brain function. It helps with your mood. It helps with pain reduction. Or pain management. Obviously, it helps with a decrease in depression and symptoms of depression, anxiety, stress. I saw another study. It was saying that just one thought of gratefulness or recollection of gratefulness or thanksgiving or being thankful, right? It gives an immediate 10% increase in happiness. How that's measured. Immediate. And then also a 35% reduction in depression.
Yeah.
And the symptoms of depression and anxiety. And I looked at that and I thought that was really, really interesting and powerful. But when you really think about it, it's really not that hard to wrap your mind around, really.
Yeah.
Because the far majority of people's mental issues, they come from the way that their brain processes trauma, some traumatic event that happened in their lives, and this is their brain's way of coping with that. You know what I mean? It's a trauma, or it's some unmet expectation, disappointment, something like that you're coping with. You know what I mean? Or you're holding that you haven't processed properly. These are the things that cause it. And so, and then thankfulness is almost the opposite.
Yeah.
Thankfulness is basically just being able to take the time to process and think about things in your life that are positive.
Yeah.
Things in your life that are good. Unfortunately, in our society, you've seen this rise in mental health issues, but really it's because our society as a whole has become more and more, I don't want to use the word greedy, envious is the word I'll use.
Yeah, I feel, I want to add something.
Please,
to
I've been running the whole time anyway. Go ahead.
Well, so I think that even if we look at it from a physical point of view, right? Society is now more you're all in your mind. When you're scrolling, you're sitting on a couch and you're scrolling, just watching watching a person go through that, they're almost like zombies, right? I'm not to be comical or anything, but they're really just mindlessly scrolling, and the only movement you see in that person is their eyes, And I think that's because ultimately the issue, I'm sorry, not issue, but the action, what's going on is all in your head. It's all in your head.
Mm-hmm.
You're not physically going to Mount Everest. You're watching a man hike Mount Everest. You're not, like those videos of people climbing on the buildings and they're like almost at the edge and they're doing really risky behavior. You are not doing that. That person is, but you're witnessing it and you're experiencing it mentally. And I think that's why also like we do see a lot of mental health issues now more than ever, because everything is mental. Everything that you're dealing with is in your head. And it's kind of hard because I used to actually talk to my brother about this all the time. Like sometimes when we are like caught up in our thoughts, right? And I think we've all gone through this. I personally have gone through this, where you're like feeling inadequate, or you're feeling like life is just not where you want it to be.
Yeah.
And it can make you feel, again, inadequate. It can make you feel depressed. It can make you feel sad, not good enough. When you feel that way, taking a second to get out of your head is life-saving. Like taking a second to be, if you're upset because you don't have a huge, beautiful home, a gorgeous car, or whatever, an amazing relationship, if you feel sad about that, take a second to get out of your head and get in your body. Like take a second to see what you have in front of you. Mm-hmm. Then you'll come to realize, oh, wow, I have shoes on my feet. You know how many people in the world don't have shoes on their feet?
Listen.
I have clothes. You know how many people in the world do not have clothes or multiple pairs of pants or multiple pairs of shirts, and you have some? Or I have a bed to sleep in. I ate food today. I drank water today. Some people clean water.
Yeah.
Some people in the world don't have water right now or food right now, and that's the reason that they're passing away. Taking a second, like even just a second, a minute, to appreciate even the smallest things around you, in front of you, it can save you. Because in those moments where you're like, oh my God, the world is crashing, again, it's not to like discredit that experience, because it does suck. Like it's hard. Yeah. It's real. It's real to you in what you're experiencing. Your body can't tell the difference between, the problems outside of it and the problems inside of it. It's just a problem. But taking a second to say like, okay, like I have, my mom, she's still around, and I appreciate that. I have these things that make a difference in my life. There are things in my life to be grateful for. Mm-hmm. And I used to love this quote that I was told to me, actually. And the individual that told me this, like, she really helped me realize, like, okay, this is how you make a change in your life. You cannot move forward. How can God give you anything if you don't appreciate what you have right now?
Listen.
If you're not taking care of your 1995 Ford, whatever.
Ford Focus.
Yeah. If you're not taking care
That's that old school for those.
If you're not taking care of your little rust bucket, how do you ever expect to take care of a nicer car? And I know, like we always hear this and people are like, well, it's different. It's not though.
Yeah.
It's not, because you're making space for that. You're learning to kind of like, okay, I'm not there right now, but I will get there. And I appreciate where I'm at in this moment. It's like a step, in the process. You can't, as much as you might want to, sprint up their stairs or jump or skip a few. You can't. You have to take it a step at a time, because each level is critical to your growth and your development. But I don't mean to
teach the people. Teach the people.
But to your point, though, I think that's why it's so hard. Mental anguish is difficult because we are in our heads 24/7, and there's no one there counseling us but us. And if you don't know how to, like, I don't want to say disconnect, but you don't know how to
process. Yeah.
And even like examine, the thoughts that are coming in and out, and I don't want to say stop them, but learn how to facilitate it, then you're going to be caught in this vicious cycle of mental anguish.
Yeah. you know, that, I mean, like I said, excellently, you pointed those points out excellently. It's really crazy because like human beings are the same. They haven't changed. Uh, our society has changed. And the reason why I point that out is because people have always had problems. You know what I mean? But because of the way that human beings have functioned with society and connection and community, you're able to share some of these problems. You're able to, and just being around. So if I'm in a bad mood and I get around somebody that's in a good mood, it helps me to be able to snap out of what I got going on.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it distracts me from my problem to be able to kind of take a breath and give my brain a chance to kind of like offload a little bit and kind of like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
let the pressure dissipate. And then you may have a better clarity after you had a moment to kind of like take a break, to kind of get back into the situation and look at it from a different perspective, or have the bandwidth, that's what I call it, the space in your mind to be able to process this better. But because of the way that our society is, how fast everything is, because of technology, people don't have the time to process their feelings, their emotions, and the expectation. I was thinking when I was driving over here, I was thinking like, it's crazy because people in the world, economically, you have different sets of problems, right? You got like poor people problems and rich people problems. You know what I mean? And like, so, and the way that they process their problems are different. I give you an example, like a person that comes from a lower income area, they're worried about like what I'm gonna eat, my safety as far as how I move around from this place to that place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you're in like gang situations, you got to figure out like how you'll move, what side of the street you move, how you wear your clothes, all these different things on these problems. And like the gravity of those things as far as in a vacuum is much heavier than another person's problems, right? But on the other side of the fence, a person that maybe come from a wealthy place, they may not have those issues. And it's not to try to compare the issues, but the point I'm making is that trouble is relative. Just because you go through something that's like life-threatening to the other individual, their situation may not be literally a life-threatening, but the pressure of it still affects them. And I think that's the one thing that we really lose sight of as human beings as a whole. We often try to find ways to compare ourselves or justify ourselves as we compare to other people. And though there is some validity and truth to that, as far as, like I said, the actual gravity of a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that like some trouble is not worse than others. It is.
Yeah.
But the point that I'm making is that trouble is relative.
Yeah.
So the trouble that I have is still trouble to me. I may not be going through, like I said, the situation with Israel and Palestine. Like that's a crazy situation. People losing their lives. That's a devastating position to be, and it's a huge tax on your mental health to be in wartime and to be in a war torn, and people are losing their lives, and you wake up one day and your family like that. That's a whole nother level of trauma and trouble. But just because I'm not going through that doesn't mean that the stuff that I'm actually going through isn't affecting me. I mean, like I said, it's not the gravity may not be the same, but my problems are still my problems and they affect me. And so so I'm saying that because I was driving, and it's like we live in because of the way that technology has connected everyone, like we're able to see and appear into other people's lives, and people are having exposure. And that's one of the good things with the internet. But then it was a two-way street like anything else. We also share each other's trouble and problems. You know what I mean? Which what used to be problems quarantined to just lower income people. Now other people are experiencing those things and the effects of those things, and vice versa. Where it used to be, okay, these are high income issues. You know what I'm saying? People have issues with measuring up and all this kind of stuff. But now, like, people have poor and rich people problems because of their exposure. You know what I mean? You're a person in the hood that you worry about how you're gonna eat and all this kind of stuff, but then you also worry about image and how you look on the internet, and like that's like rich people stuff, like how you present yourself and how your clothes, blah 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 blah. Like, so our baggage is being mixed up, so to speak, because of the exposure. You know what I mean? And I just found that to be, as I was writing, I was thinking like that's really an interesting thought, and because of that, and because of the nonstop, like social media and the internet is 24/7, never stops. Every time you refresh, there's gonna be something new on your screen. You know what I mean? If you follow enough people. And so like you never have time to process your trouble. You're always comparing, you're always feeling inadequate, you're always expecting something. And you expect your life to refresh like when you refresh on Instagram or on social media. Life don't work that way. You know what I mean? Life takes its time like it always has.
Yeah.
Life don't speed up. You know what I mean? We speed up, our minds speed up. Life don't speed up. The process of living and learning and growing and developing and overcoming, that has not changed since the beginning. You know what I mean? You know, like I say, I always say, you know, Christianity is one of like that's a part of my life. It makes me the man that I am and the way I think. You know, I was thinking about, you know, the Bible talks about in Philippians, it says, be not anxious. You know what I mean? But with prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, make your request known to God. And I was just thinking about that, like, you know, like thanksgiving, gratefulness is the medicine for anxiety and worry. When you're worried about stuff going on in your life, if you just take a moment to take a step back and think about what all do I have? Are there things in my life that I do have that I can be grateful for? Let me not overlook the things that I have that are good in my life. And when you do that, it helps you, it gives you the space and the energy and the clarity to be able to process the other stuff. And then you can find some peace, even though you still don't have the thing that you're looking for, or you need to be a little more patient to get it. I mean, I find myself in that situation, and I'm gonna pass it back to you, and then we're gonna do something here real quick. You know, I find myself in this process just trying to build this platform. Like, I'm on social media a lot, and I'm looking at the likes, and I'm watching the algorithm, I'm watching the analytics, and like I'm looking at make sure we're doing this and doing that, and and like I find myself every once in a while getting caught up in like this post ain't doing what I didn't think it was gonna do, and you know what I mean? And like, man, I'm not at the place where I want to be right now, you know what I mean? And I'm looking at other people's stuff, and I have to always just kind of take a step back, put my phone down. And like I said, this is not stuff we just talk about on the platform. Like, these are things you need to do. Like, this is things that I do. Take a step back and like dial into like what is real in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like the things that I'm grateful for. You know what I'm saying? You have something?
Oh yeah, I got a lot, but I was just talking, and you know, I'd say think about this. You said something that I believe strongly. You said, trouble is relative, but suffering is universal. Human suffering is universal. But as you were talking, and you know, I with like the situation right now in Gaza, you know what came to me as you're saying these things, and I'm gonna just be candid. I'm gonna just be raw. I'm gonna just be real.
Come on.
You know why you should be grateful? Because it is so disrespectful to the people who are begging and wishing that they had what you had. It is so disrespectful that you have the audacity to complain about the life you have when someone can only dream of being in the position that you were in. It is straight up disrespectful. It's wrong. Because at the end of the day, what are you complaining for? Your basic needs are met. You are alive. You're talking about you don't have a voice? Your voice doesn't matter? What about the people in the Congo who are slaving their lives away to create your Apple Watch, to create your phone, to make that Tesla you're so desperate to drive?
Come on.
Like, what are you being so ungrateful for? I'm trying not to get crunk because, you know, I think.
You know what? Let them have a little bit. It's okay.
It's just,
let them have a little bit.
It's really frustrating because, you know, yeah, you're right. There's a lot to be happy about. The world does have sunshine, rainbows, bunnies. But come on, like, out of respect for those people that are being blown up, for those people that are dying right now, really? You're going to sit here and complain? That's just, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. I saw a video of a little boy, of a few children, actually, as a matter of fact. And they asked them, what are your dreams? The children of Gaza, what are your dreams? One little boy said, I dream of tasting sugar. I just want to taste sugar. Another little boy said, I dreamed that my dad would be back to how he was. And then the last boy said, I dreamed that my brother comes back to life. I miss him so much. I miss him every day. And, set aside the politics, I think we can all agree to be human.
I agree.
I think we can all agree that human life matters. Children's matter. Children life matters. Babies, they matter.
They should. Amen.
They should matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to tap into that human side of you. And to be human is to be grateful as well. Like, you should be grateful. You should be grateful because, I'm sorry, at the end of the day, yeah, your problems matter. You matter. You're important. But someone is begging, dreaming, praying, just out of desperation to just be where you are.
Have half of what you
have. Even less than that. So at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but it is straight up disrespectful. It is straight up disrespectful, not just to what you have, but to others when you are not grateful. It is disrespectful. Nobody wants to be around a person like that. Because at the end of the day, it's miserable. It's miserable to be that way. You are being miserable when you are in that state of mind. What about the people that love you and that are working hard to love you, working hard to provide you also with moments of happiness? Not necessarily material, but moments of happiness, whether it's to make you smile or to just be around you, whatever, out of respect for them too. You should be grateful for those things. I think that we live in interesting times, because I think that what's being called to question is people's humanity. Where does your humanity lie? Who are you? What do you really think? What do you really think? Because we can sit here and we can complain and we can, talk about our problems all day, but do you really want to compare your problems to another individual suffering in the world? You may not know what you're asking for.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you giving clarity, because that's what people need. You know what I mean? And sometimes being grateful takes for you to understand what you have. It's really easy for people to take things for granted in their lives because it becomes such a common thing. I get up every morning, I go to the refrigerator, it's full. I looking at, man, we ain't got no more milk, or we ain't got no more this, and you upset when you overlooking all the other stuff that you have available to you. And that's a human thing too. People, when things become common, they become expected, they're easily taken for granted. And it takes sometimes for people to take a step back and realize that other people don't have half of what you have. And if you're wise, you will take a step back and be grateful for what you do have. And like you said, I agree, it is disrespectful for you to take advantage or waste all the good that you've been blessed with.
Yeah, for you to be sitting where you're at.
Yeah.
And complaining.
I agree. We're gonna start wrapping this puppy up. I want to do one more thing and say one thing in life, Clara, that you're grateful for. Well, I would say two things.
Two things?
I give you two. How about that?
I think there's so many things I'm grateful for. I can't even begin to name it all. But for one, I think I'm mostly grateful for my family. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, like, we don't pick our family. We're blessed with them, and problems and all. But your family, they sometimes that's the thing that it makes the things that you do worth it. It makes the hard work you put in worth it. It makes the tough times worth it, because no matter what, like, when you have people that love you, they're proud of you, or they're just happy to be there. And I'm grateful for my family. I think that set aside all the issues going on in the world, because it's very easy to get lost in it all. I think when you really strip those things away, and when I begin to think about it, I am truly grateful for the people, the beautiful people around me and my family. I'm grateful for those individuals in my life, because those people matter the most to me. There's nothing that I would not do for them. They are the most important people in my life.
Straight up. For me, I would say I'm grateful that in all of this journey, I still have perspective. I think, and I have balance.
Yeah.
I've, God has helped me to prioritize my life and the energy that I give out to who and when and how, and I've been able to maintain that. It's been a really last couple of years for me have been really like tough. You know what I mean? It's been a lot of stuff that's going on. I ain't gonna bore you all the details, but I'm grateful that like I've been able to maintain perspective and maintain priority. You know what I mean? That's one, and then two, just obviously my family. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for my wife. She's been super supportive. You know what I'm saying? We have a simple saying to her when we as we communicate, I tell her we run together. And when she and like I sent her a little emoji of the little guy in a red shirt and a little chick, and they running, together. And it's a heart. You know what I mean? It's almost like Prince's
That's
symbol.
cute.
When he changed his name from Prince to the symbol because of legal issues.
That's cute.
When I don't have the words to like express how I feel, like that's the image that I send her.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, yo, man, through life, we run together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what's going on, we're gonna run together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, and like this is processes. Like I said, man, we sit in front of the cameras, we all laugh, we have a good time. And we do, it's genuine.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
But like this is hard. It's a lot
is.
of hard work, you know what I mean? And like all this stuff gotta get paid for. I work crazy hours trying to get this stuff done. I ain't rich by any means, you know what I'm saying? But like I have a vision and correction, we have a vision. Boom. And got to put this thing together. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm grateful for progress.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm grateful we've had a lot of growth in this process. It's not where we want it to be yet.
Yeah.
But as far as the vision, but in the 8 months that we've been doing this, we've gained a lot of traction.
Yeah.
We got a lot of support. We've accomplished some great things. You know what I mean? And one day we'll have the opportunity to kind of really sit back and enjoy it. Be like, man. But right now we in the trenches, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We rock it, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we're going to wrap this thing up, man. I appreciate your insight and
thank you.
Heartfelt words. And I hope that people really were able to receive it in the way that it was given.
I do want to say something. Just to, at the end of the day, I feel like, and I'll be quick with it, but you matter as a person. Your voice matters. You make a difference. Be grateful for what you have because your energy is felt. So don't stop that, and don't be blinded by the negativity of it. If something really touches your soul and you feel strongly about it, be grateful that you were in a position to do something about it.
And then, and if you're not in a position to do something about it, keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward.
And the days will pass, and opportunity will present itself. I think that's one thing that I would leave, and we're gonna wrap this thing up with this. Mm-hmm. There are some people that maybe watch this or just in life period that are going through some things that they don't have control over.
Yeah.
That are really difficult times, and they feel like, man, I can't do this. You know what I mean? Like I'm being oppressed. It may be situations somebody getting molested. Like this is real life stuff, and I don't cower away from reality, man. This is what's really going on behind doors, and sometimes people are prisoners in situations.
Yeah, that's true.
But so how can I be grateful when this is happening to me, or this is what's going on in my life, or people are getting divorced, my family split up, my mama died, but whatever. But what I would say to you is that keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like life and time continues to pass, and as it does, no good situation lasts forever. And the same thing goes for any bad situation. The world changes, all ebb and flow. So just hold on. And something I always tell myself, I tell my family, and anybody else that'll listen. In life, the secret is to enjoy your good days and endure your bad ones. Because your good days will pass, and they'll bring bad days, and then your bad days will pass, and good days will come. Yeah. So you just got to ride the wave, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. All the way to the end. That's the play. And so that's it for today. We went over our time. Goodness gracious. Well, thank you. That's it. But we want to, once again, encourage you. Make sure that you subscribe. Hit the like button, please. If there's anything that you heard in this episode that you found helpful, I'm sure that it was something. Girl went hard. I'm telling you, I was over there man, I need to change my life. No, but leave it in the comment section. We want to start the conversation. And even if you don't want to leave it in the comment section, communicate with yourself and examine yourself and find something in your life to be grateful for. Because I'm sure if you look hard enough, you probably don't have to look that hard. You can find something and build from there. Those that are listening, once again, hit those stars, leave that review. Do that for your boy. You know what I'm saying? We out here, we coming. This thing is building steam every day. And we are fully invested in the humanity of humanity here. And so we're going to leave you like we always do, asking that you stay safe, stay blessed, and please
stay human.
We out.